I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. When Into the Spider-Verse first came out, I was really excited about the movie. Through going to Adobe Max, I was able to meet some of the animators that were a part of that great Spider-Man movie. And when I went to the AMC movie theater, they had these collectible cards. And they were a limited edition, and if you didn't go to the AMC theater while they had them, you just didn't get one. I was able to get a full complete set. There was 12 cards in that set, and I really feel proud that I was able to get a completed set of these cards from AMC theaters. Also, when I've been obtaining my collection, I got a couple extra cards, so I will be selling those on Mercari. So if you never obtained or got one of these cards, you can go on Mercari and pick up some of the extra inventory that I have. Or if you're trying to complete your set, I might have some cards that you need to complete your set. I did my research on ways to preserve these cards, and I ran into a company called Toploader. And they have these great sleeves, these plastic sleeves that hold the cards. The problem is the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie ended up being taller than the standard size top loaders. So the standard size top loaders are 2x3, but the cards are actually a slightly taller. They're 4-inch tall. So I had to get the bigger 3-inch by 5-inch sleeve, and as you can see, the cards slide around. So that's what we're going to solve today. We're going to make some inserts that go inside that will create a well that the card can brace against and be centered or bottom oriented to the sleeve. These cards are not the traditional baseball card, Yu-Gi-Oh size card, Pokemon size card. These are actually slightly taller, about 1/2 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch taller than those cards. So when you put them in the regular size top loader, they stick out at the top. So I had to order these 3x5s, but then I ran into another problem. The other problem was that, as you can see here, there's a bunch of empty space, and I just don't like the way this looks. So what I'm doing is, as you can see here, that's what today's video is about. We're going to create some inserts, and I'm in the process of curating my collection and getting rid of my overstock. Also, I will be selling any of my extra cards on my Mercari page, and that'll be in the link in the description below. But let's get on to the video. I'll show you how I make these inserts, and then we'll talk more at the end of the video. All right, let's get to it. As you can see, one of the major problems is these cards have a tendency to slide around, and I don't want that to happen. I want them to stay fixed into the top loader clear case. So we're going to use Inkscape. We're going to use a laser today and go ahead and get this modification done. And the first thing we're going to do is measure up our cards, and we're going to be using, I'm glad to present my 2.0 CLO ruler. Now this particular ruler is accurate to 1/8 of an inch, and I'll be making another one that's available in 1/16 of an inch, and also I'll be starting a metric ruler. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our measurements done. Okay, so the issue we're trying to solve here is, as you can see, the cards can slide around and be canted on one side. And if I'm preserving my personal collection, or if I'm selling my surplus, I want to make sure that it's presented properly. So let's design an insert that will create a well that will center this card and also keep everything looking nice and neat. Okay, let's go ahead and get the measurements. What I love about this ruler is you can measure bi-directional both sides. So the width is 2.5 inches wide. Let's get the height, and it doesn't matter what side of the ruler you use. See what we got. Okay, the card is 4 inches tall and also 2.5 inches wide, which is a little taller than your standard card. So now that we have our card size, we got to create sort of like a pocket in order for the card to fit in. Now with the protective sleeve, we want to measure the inside. Okay, so inside of it is looking like 3 inches, but we're gonna probably have to make it like 2 1/4 or 2.8 or 2.85. The height, set the base. Okay, we're looking at 5 inches, so that's fine as far as the height. I think that shouldn't be a problem. So now we got our measurements. Let's go ahead and go over to Inkscape and design our insert. All right, when you're in Inkscape, you want to make sure your display units is measured in inches. That way your rulers at the top and the sides look properly. Also, we can go ahead and just get started with our rectangle, and I'm going to start with the well first. So I want to go ahead and draw that first, and make sure there's no radius here. I had that set previously. So we're going to make sure that well is completely square and matches the correct size. Right now the width is 3.2, our width is 2.5, and our height is actually 4 inches. So this is the actual card size right here. Now what you want to do is change your page size to fit your content. So you press this button right here. And then also, we're not engraving anything on a laser, so we need to make this shape have no color whatsoever. Then come over here to your stroke and your fill. Select stroke paint. Select the first color. Make sure it's red. And this is all you need to cut your first insert. So let's go ahead and save this to the drive. And now we're heading over to the laser to check out what we got. Okay, I wanted to try this with regular cardstock first, and just to kind of see if the shape fits well and will serve our needs. So let's get this cut first. For this, we're cutting paper, so we don't need 15% power. So I'm gonna knock this all the way down to 3. 3 is overkill for paper. 2 is okay. Matter of fact, I'll just go 2.5. And that should be good enough. Okay, here is the card insert right here. One thing I love about having a network drive is it saves me from pulling out flash drives and moving them from computer to computer. But we got our red line. Let's go ahead and cut this thing out and see what we got. All right, right now the laser's cutting its path. I'll come to the end once the cut is done. All right, let's see what we got. If this works in the card slot, then I will try this with the ABS plastic. All right, so this is what we got. Let's put this in the sleeve with the card and see what we got. Okay, I'm concerned with the flimsiness of this thick paper, this black paper. So I might have to use something thicker, but let's try it. So here is the top loader. So that's what the insert looks like. Now, my thing is, if you want tighter tolerances, like there's a little wobble, it's a little slide to slide, but you can't really tell. But as you can see, there's about, I don't know, maybe a quarter or eighth of an inch gap here. So let's see if it will hold the card in place. All right. So let's see if we can get the card in, and see if we can get it in the well. And guys, surprisingly, it seems like even when I shake it, it's holding the card. It takes a hard kick to make the card move outside of that well. So it essentially is working. It's surprised as thin as this paper is. Here's a second insert size. And like I said, I'm just getting the metrics right. You know, learning tolerances, and let's see if this one fits better than the first one. Okay, so we got my newly sized insert. We're gonna do a test fit first, and then I'll zoom in on each card so you can see what changes I made. So let's go ahead and see, first of all, if this one is just as easy to slide in, or if it will fit width-wise like the last one. Hopefully it will. Okay, and it looks like almost an exact fit, and I like that. So that's much better. No rocking back and forth. Let's see if I can get it on it so you can see it literally touches the edge of the inside. So that's what I want. Now let's see, once we put a card in, if it will be more tightly tolerated, or if I want to add some other adjustments to the card itself. All right, let's see if I can get it in the well. And I think I like that. Although it's not totally perfect, as you can see, there's a slight gap in there. I can close it off, but I mean, a little play in there I don't think will hurt anything. I can get it perfect. What do you think, guys? Should I get it perfectly in there or leave a little tolerance? What do you think? But I like this, guys. I think it is a success. Now let's cut the one with the logo inside. First thing I want to point out is that you can tell between here and here that there is a much wider gap on the edge, and I like the fact that it meets it but not too close, so I think I'm going to keep this size. And this one over here, as you can see, the well for the card is literally has a noticeable gap, whereas here it's barely noticeable. So I want a little tolerance in there, but not so much to where it's hard to fit the card in. So I'm sticking with this size right here. What I decided to do here with the logo is I need a way for it to stay connected to the paper once the laser cuts it out. So I just added this rectangle here, and we're going to subtract it by going to path. We're going to go to difference. And what this will allow me to do is keep that center of that O connected when the laser cuts it out. So this just gives me a way to brand the insert so people can know where it came from. Here's a top loader insert with the logo in it, and that looks really sharp, guys. I love it. This is a complete set from the AMC movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. What do you guys think? I mean, to me, this just makes it look awesome. The inserts just adds a little bit more flair to it, and this is how I'm going to be keeping my collection. And I'm keeping this as an asset, so I am not intending to sell this. In the next clip, I will show you what are the rarer cards. Okay, Kingpin is by far the hardest one to acquire. Now, this one I actually got from a friend of a friend's, and I did a trade for this, and to be honest with you, I'm very happy to have this in my collection. This one is extremely hard to get. Spider-Man Noir is like the second hardest one to get. Prowler is a less common one. That's probably fourth. But this one here is probably the third hardest one to get. So these, from what I've understood when I was trying to collect my set, are the hardest ones to acquire. As I was collecting during this time, I was able to acquire some extra cards. So this is a starter pack set I am selling on my Mercari page, and you'll also see this on my CLO Learn Shop page. I do have one extra Prowler, but I only have one. Now, the rest will get you started. There's a total of 12 collector cards here, and you have a total of 6 here. So you're halfway there if you buy this set. So this will be available on my Mercari page, but once it's gone, it's gone. Okay, one thing I want to mention is, well, how do you know if you have a complete set? Well, your complete set will form this big collage image right here, and the little inserts are going to kind of separate the image. But if you took them out of the inserts and out of the sleeves and put them together, it will make one big collage like this. All right, I like this design so much that I started messing around with it. Now this here is one that has a tab, so you can easily slide the card out. So let me show you how that works. So here's one, and all you got to do is slide the tab out, so that way you don't have to tap the card back in to get it in. What do you guys think about this design? Well, guys, I have to say, these things turned out awesome. I mean, I really think this is going to add a bit more flair and a lot more professional look to my card collection. Also, if you enjoyed this video, head on over to CLOLearnShop.com. The website is right behind me, and pick you up a ruler, guys. This is my version 2.0. It is a standard American ruler, and it is accurate to 1/8 of an inch. So this also will come in 5 colors, and check it out. I'll be working on a metric ruler next. But guys, I really appreciate you tuning in on this video. If you enjoyed the video, share this out with a friend. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. There's support links in the description below. Be sure to tune in next week for more DIY projects just like this one. Guys, if you're into 3D printing, make sure you check out my 5 reasons why I like to 3D print here. Or you can also check out my storage and organization video playlist here. Alright guys, take care. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.